Moses got to a place where he was frustrated with the job God was calling him to do, frustrated with the people, family problems, sister died, people are complaining for water, he's in the desert, he loses it, and he strikes the rock, and he misses his own destiny from being frustrated. Sometimes the job is not more important than the man. Sherman, as I get older, man, there's not a thing you could give me that would trade my peace of mind.
All right, man. Listen, man, I'm here. We just finished hearing the amazing, just prophetic man of God ministered here at Flavor Fest.
Yes, sir.
We're here, the one and only Pastor Richard Ishmael, aka Richie Righteous, aka Mr. Flip the Channel,
yes, sir.
aka
Mr. Who you represent.
Come on.
Mr. Still living at this point.
Come on. Step up.
There you go. And much more to come. And original Guyanese brethren, so you got to throw that out there. Yeah, man.
Listen, man, this has been a long time coming,
Absolutely.
man. I was so happy when I saw that we were going to be at the same location. I know we've been trying to set something up. It's just been, scheduling and all of that, man.
That's
but
right.
You shared a lot of stuff, on stage there when you were speaking, when you were just being transparent about so many different moments.
Yes.
But for a whole lot of individuals that may not even just sort of, before we touch on the pastor side of things, you're a Christian hip hop artist.
Yes, sir.
CHH. I mean, the CHH. When you started doing this, a lot of the acronyms wasn't there. Christian rock.
They didn't know what to call it.
Exactly.
Yep.
They call it
All
songs
kinds
of
of
the world,
right.
all sorts of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes,
they didn't know what
yes.
to classify it, but just talk a little bit about how you've seen just the overall feel itself. Just the genre from when you started doing this to where it's at right now. Just touch a little bit on that.
Well, first of all, I want to just give you a big shout out before I answer. You know what I'm saying? I'm so proud of you, proud of what Gospel Music Buzz is doing. And I just want to say, before I touch on Christian hip hop, why Gospel Music Buzz is uniquely special, and I encourage every Christian hip hop artist to get to know them, is because I feel like Christian hip hop for many years, and still has to a certain extent, has been treated like that stepbrother that nobody want to talk about in the gospel world. Gospel is the good news, or being a Christian is a follower of Christ. We know how the music is broken down from gospel music to Christian contemporary, but it's all following the Lord, and our music is no different. And what you have done is, and I've seen it, you have had those that are well accomplished, that you've promoted on your platform and helped, and you are still in touch with the guys that are in this side of the movement, and you've shown love. And I just got to give you your props, man. I just got to say, shout out to Gospel Music Buzz. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what it is.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Man. It's like, for me, this is a special moment for me because I don't just see you as a pastor and artist, but it's like, Yanette worked with you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. My wife traveled. You guys went all
Absolutely.
over. Ramel, drummed.
Of course.
It was like the whole entire family connected. Like
yes.
even when you came, like I've seen, just the evolution. When CDs were CDs.
Absolutely.
When everything
Absolutely.
Like just seeing everything that God have done in and through your life, and just the fact that you haven't stopped.
Right.
You haven't stopped in music. You haven't stopped in people, in just uplifting people.
Amen.
In spite of every single thing.
Amen.
Like, just showing up every day for your church family,
Absolutely.
for friends, like at any given point in time. It doesn't matter where it is. Like you see this dude somewhere, you're going to get rich. It doesn't matter how big the stage. It doesn't matter what it is. Once he lock eyes and he see you were there, he's going to show you love.
Yep.
He's going to show you love, and always genuine love. And I always appreciated that.
I appreciate
always appreciate that. Sometimes you're in a place where, you may be the one person that you know, and that person is there with everyone else, and you look around, but you've always kept it consistent.
Appreciate that. To God be the glory. Hey, we're not superstars, man. We're just broken men that God is using. If we see ourselves beyond that, we're in a dangerous spot, you know?
Yeah.
So thank you for that, man. Thank you. So Christian hip hop, I came up in an era when the music, like we rightfully said, the church did not know what to do with it. It was too street for the church and too church for the street. So when you rapped outside, it was like, oh, it's gospel. We don't want to hear that. And when you went to church, it was like, this is rap. So I came up in that era. We pioneered a lot in New York City. We did a lot, without mentioning names, but a lot of the well-known Christian hip hop artists, and even the ones that are upcoming now, they don't even understand the history of it. Hip hop has its own history, but Christian hip hop has its own history. Yes. And a lot of these guys, they are freely able to have the success they have because of, and I don't say this pridefully, but because of the work that God has done in lives like myself and people like Corey Red Precise out here in New York and so many others. So we pioneered that movement and watched it really plateau. I think where we have all been disappointed is that whenever success comes, and sometimes you're charting new territory, sometimes people just forget the roots of what makes you a Christian artist. Yeah. And so, we started arguing over things like, are you a rapper who's a Christian or a Christian who's a rapper? Like all these things, it's like, man, that has divided us. We were divided theologically, we were divided by so many. And then when success came, it always felt like a lot of people, even in the gospel world too, sometimes they just look at the gospel community as, well, you guys are always going to come to my concerts, but I'm really trying to get into this world. And the truth of the matter is, we do get some success in the secular world, but the Bible says, if they hate the master, they're going to have a problem with you. Eventually, when you let people know that you stand for Jesus and you stand firm, they're going to start to, they're either going to accept the Christ in you and change, or they're going to push you further away from them. So it's kind of disappointing sometimes when you see people making decisions. I don't want to say nobody, I don't want to, judge anybody, but it's kind of disappointing when you can see like that's a clear move that's going to hurt the body more than it would uplift. And I think, if God has propelled you to certain platforms, then you ought to do like Moses did, bring more people with you, pull them out. Yes. So that's my old perspective where I am now.
I'm glad you say that, because just even watching, like when we watch the Grammys, that just, the Grammys recently happened, a few months back, and seeing CHH artists, seeing Lecrae hold 2 Grammys. Yeah. For amazing, amazing. Like, you guys got to understand what that moment just signified. Absolutely. Like, that's a huge
very
moment.
Huge, very huge.
You were seeing one subset of folks would particularly, and he was not in just CHH category. He was just in the broader category. And to be able to pull that, just talked about just the acceptance of the music, of culture, of every single thing. And again, coming up, you weren't a lot of names that you knew. Nah. If you were there and you in the circle, you might have known a few, but it was really hard. But the genre, I think, is diversified a lot.
Absolutely.
There's the trap side of things. There's the drill side. There's every different side you can feel and you can be able to get. But again, sort of what you mentioned is just, I feel like there's never really been, and I've seen some. I guess I would say, some organizations, after a while, they go back, they do like, this honoring award and,
Pioneer Awards and all of that.
Yeah. And I feel like that's necessary, and that's been lacking within this, because I know for sure there's certain folks that you can't talk about Christian rap culture and not mention you.
In New York City, there's a couple cats you can't, you come to New York, it's like, people... Because we literally, here's what it is. It's not pride, or we're not trying to,
it's not pride. It's just history.
And the thing is, because we literally, Sherwin, went into churches where pastors would throw us out and spent time to convince them, and had to really spend time with the Lord, learn our Bibles to be accepted by the Christian world. So, like, we did that in countless amount of churches. to get to a point where pastors open the gate to allow us. And as a result, the music got access to so many people who would then go on to support it to the level it is today. So you can't, there's a history there. It's only in Christianity sometimes we kind of dishonor our past. We don't, it's like, all right, you're as good as when you were popular, but if you ain't popular anymore, you don't got a name, we done with you. But it's not like that. We should honor, you should always give honor to those that came before you. And that's my mind state on that.
But, and I want you to just share the story briefly when you even, transition into pastoring. But I think, tell me if I'm wrong, I feel like that's probably one of the reasons why Church City is so welcoming to artists. And it's not just a new thing. It's just something that we've gone there countless time for concerts and for everything. Like you've brought in artists from the Caribbean, from all over,
everywhere.
Places where folks would have had to purchase tickets and see these artists perform. We had our own show right in front. And these are like Grammy nominated, summer winning, all this stuff, and they're right in front of us. And you've opened up that door. So just even being an artist and then transitioning to pastorship, just talk a little bit about your heart for other artists, other creatives, and just, that pull that you feel that this is something that you'll continue to do.
Absolutely. I love the creatives. I love, one of my passion obviously is the music, but just the arts in general. I love film. I love TV. I love that whole aspect. And we do attract a lot of creatives. And I think it's because even being a creative, there's not a lot of people that knows how to pastor that ministry. And, times are changing, you still got to honor leadership and you should still be part of a church or part of a body. But I think the old school used to be so rigid with how they pastored that. Creatives need to be challenged. They need freedom. Believe in pushing the artists and creating a platform for them to showcase their talent, but having a unique perspective as an artist. I'm able to see where other creatives might need artist development. So we don't throw them out. We literally bring them in and, whatever help we could have. But as a church, like I was saying, what we ultimately, first and foremost, want is to make sure the man or the woman is right so that whatever God does with your talent, you're able to handle that. Sort of like what I just preached off the stage, Moses got to a place where he was frustrated with the job God was called him to do, frustrated with the people, family problems, sister died, people are complaining for water, he's in the desert, he loses it, and he strikes the rock, and he misses his own destiny from being frustrated. And sometimes the job is not more important than the man. Sherman, as I get older, man, there's not a thing you could give me that would trade my peace of mind. I value this. I value my mind more than any success you can wave in front of me. There's some people that will kill themselves for status, for platforms, for money, for fame, and they get it. And whenever you get to the next level in life, whatever was problematic on this level will be detrimental on this level. And so it is very imperative that you are right in your mind before success comes. Else you won't be able to handle it. And so those are the things we teach, and people come, people love the church.
And I love when you mentioned it earlier, today when you talk about you ask for peace, what is God gonna do, right? He's gonna put you in situations where there's problem and you gotta do this, and it's like you and that's why I think I appreciate about your teaching is the way you break things down. That you've always had such a vibrant young ministry. Like the young people, there's just something. There's some churches you go in, and it's like you see the vast difference. Right. Always brought up young people, and then even when they move, when they go to college and elsewhere, then the leadership, there's always been like a constant flow. So like today, seeing all those young folks there, and then as you preaching and they're excited, they're getting it. One thing, and no slight to any pastor, but one thing I don't like is when someone said, you're gonna catch it next time. I'm like, I'm here now. Like, I want to catch it.
I want to catch it now.
Like,
What makes you think I'm gonna catch it next time? Right, right.
Like, talk to me so I can get
Right.
thing now. Because you don't know what I'm going through. You don't know what I need.
Right.
That thing
I need it.
now.
I ain't coming next time. I came today.
Like, so you've done such an excellent job.
Praise God
And
for that.
continue to show up and do that. And we were talking just now just about events that that you've been continually to keep. We have this event right here.
Yes, sir. City
It's gonna
Fest.
come up and we're gonna have all the details pop up for that. Tell me about City Fest. When is City Fest, and just why the folks need to be there?
Well, I'm going to give you two answers for that.
Sure.
City Fest is going to be something the heart behind it is we are trying to create something for the larger community. It's not just for our church. I would love to see pastors, their youth groups, just people from everywhere, people like yourself everywhere come in, create a platform. Even if Gospel Music Buzz is there, just come up on stage with Gospel Music Buzz. This is who we are, follow us. Just a place to create that community. And what we're trying to do is have a music festival / family festival. So in this aspect, we don't know what it's going to be yet, but we're believing God that we are pioneering. We've always been like that. We're going to pioneer something, and God is going to tell us what it is. So there's going to be, for the kids at a certain time, there's going to be like bouncy houses, the food, the carnival stuff going on, giveaway prizes. The stage will be set up. Now, it's not going to all happen simultaneously. Then at some point, we're going to shut all that down. And we got artists from everywhere in New York. So we opted to go for a lot of people that are in New York. And Church City is blessed with tons of artists, So those guys will be on there. And then we asked for a submission process for any artist that would like to be on. Some people that submitted, they are given a chance. And hopefully next year it can be bigger and better. And we're going to shut down. We're going to have a concert, and we're going to flow that day. And just a place we can fellowship and have. Because I think the Christians, we just need something like that in New York. Some tours come here, but not a lot. They do come, but New York seems to be like a spot they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know if they're going to get the attendance, but, we're here. And so we're trying to create more for the community. So it's going to be good, man.
And that's happening June 29th.
Yep.
So starting at 1 p.m. Don't just show up at 1. You want to show up early.
Oh, now show up early.
Show up early so that you're there. You sort out your parking situation. You sort out everything. But, definitely City Fest. We're going to try our utmost best to be there because this just looks amazing.
Oh, it's going to be, man.
And, anytime we mention Church City or anything, the kids can't wait to show up.
Shout out to the kids. Shout out to YO. Shout out to the whole fam.
they can't wait to show up with that. And but I want to touch, before we even go, I want to touch about new music. New music.
Yeah.
You and Choice released Still Living.
Yes.
You guys are doing some content in Times Square.
Yes.
With that, which again, even your content can be on point. Like, let me give this man his flowers while he's here.
Appreciate that, man.
Y'all listen.
Appreciate that, man.
When people are doing what they're doing, and I'm saying this because I know this dude. When people are doing what they're doing, man, like, you've been shooting videos before videos was even popular.
Absolutely. We've been working, man. We've been working.
So Still Living, and then the new song that's out
Step
right now,
Up.
Step Up. So tell us about Step Up. Like, what's the premise behind Step Up?
Just a fun record, man. Just a record I went in the studio, and it's one of those songs where it's like, where you can vibe to. Summertime is here. It's not something that's like heavy, it's going to beat you with the problems of life. But it's just something you could vibe to and rock to. And you're going to be surprised at the next couple records I'm going to release, because even though I'm starting to move away from the Christian hip hop artist and I'm branding myself now as just an artist, because when I go into the studio, I don't know what is going to come out. But you're going to be so surprised at the next couple of records that I'm working on. Definitely going back to a lot of the Caribbean roots. And you're going to love that. So I'm excited, man. It seems like I'm ending up with this full Caribbean kind of project. But listen, the music has changed. People love world music now. I always thought reggae music and the sounds from the Afro beats, and it's all the same sound, I mean, obviously there's difference, but same rhythmic sound, and the rest of the world been loving it. You know, it's just we catching up now here in America.
Yeah. And all I gotta say, see, he mentioned all this new music that's coming. You know, we're supposed to be bringing the buzz, so I need to be plugged in.
I promise you, I got you.
One,
the buzz gets it
like,
first.
Let me know, man.
Yes.
I want to be able to do that once.
Let me tell you something.
Drop this.
Hold on,
man.
I got you. Let me tell you something. Number one, the number one gospel platform, gospel social media, gospel playlist. It's the buzz right. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't on gospel music buzz, you got to get up on this, man. I know you can edit this. You can do. You got to send your music first there. If they ain't buzzing about it, probably ain't buzzing. That sounds real crazy, but we gonna just say it like that because gospel music. Listen, man. You taking over, bro. I'm telling you taking over. I'm telling you got to think bigger than where you are now because everybody's watching. You know what you remind me of? There was a website called The South back in the days for Christian hip hop. And when they stopped, when that one particular website went down, it did so much damage to Christian hip hop because they were the one place where the world could go to and find new content. Now, there's nothing wrong with all the artists that we've been fed, but what makes you special and unique is that, you're gonna find those who've already been established, but you're gonna find somebody brand new. And you're gonna be like, yo, who's this? And you would have never heard of them if it wasn't for your platform. You dope, bro. You got it on lock. The buzz.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely, I appreciate all the kind words for real, man. And I guess the only other thing, and again, because we gotta come back for part 2 and 3 when this music
absolutely
drops. But I guess the last question I hit you with is, how do you feel now that, Seven came behind, watched everything, and now he's created this sound that is just
unique,
unique in and of itself. Like, it's devoid of any particular label. Just his artistry, style, fashion, everything. Just like you as a father looking back at that evolution, like, how are you feeling?
Well, I feel, I'm not saying this because he's my son, but I'm sure all the kids, your kids, I'm sure, they love him. He is the breath of fresh air that all the kids are waiting for to happen. Yeah. I think like guys like myself and all of that, we kind of stuck in our ways, in our artistry, and there's but so much we offer. But I just watch how the younger generation like gravitate to this dude in a way that I'm like, it's just a gift he got. His sound is different. He don't sound like nobody. He creates his own from beginning to end, and he works hard at what he does. We just live in a world that is so, people who work hard almost, they can get discouraged because their art is so high level, yet somebody will just come and do something crazy and it'll go viral and you'll be like, how? Yeah. So, but he's amazing. Watching him, I'm his biggest fan. I'm his biggest supporter. He's got a concert he's gonna do solo by himself. Just like every kid, you would know this. He does not want to ride my coattail. I beg this boy. I say, yo, let's go on tour together. He's like, I want to do my own thing. I want to establish my own lane. And so I've had a hard time as a father learning to back off because I am privileged to watch him work, and it's amazing. And so I can't wait. He's gonna premiere his own concert. He's already got his own venue, his own, and I'm just backing out. And I'm literally gonna be like everybody else, coming and buying tickets to see my own son and what he does. So it's amazing, man. It's amazing. Yeah. It's hard as a parent. You just every step of the way you wanna do it. He's like, leave me alone. So I gotta learn that.
I'm with that, and I guess. Now that you got the new music out, you got Step Up, City Fest is happening. Let the people know your socials. For the ones that have not joined the revolution,
Yeah, you
yet,
got to join the
let them-
revolution.
let
I
them
like
know
that.
Your socials so that they can tap in.
I like
with
that.
everything that's happening.
Yeah, I'm going to start off with that. Join the revolution. Follow your boy at Richie Righteous, Richie, righteous like in the Bible. And you'll find me on every platform at that, from YouTube to Facebook to Instagram to TikTok to any place you stream music. Just look that up. You will find me. You're only going to buzz when gospel music buzzes. All right?
I need to use that
It's your boy
slogan.
right
Salute, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.